Hello, how are you today?
Pretty good in yourself.
I'm doing okay. Any idea why I called you in?
Pretty much because this is what we're supposed to do. Maybe I forgot to sign something.
Okay. Well, it's come to my attention that you've missed a week of class, a week of school.
I was just late some of the days last week.
So you didn't miss any class.
I did miss a lot of classes.
And do you have any reason for that, or can you think of a reason why this might have happened?
My son was sick. I just wanted to make sure that he was well taken care of. To be honest with you, going to class wasn't in the forefront of my mind.
Perfect world, what would you like to see happen? As far as school and your family life, your social life?
In a perfect world, they would give me my diploma now. I would be able to leave my house and get to school within 30 or 40 minutes. And in a perfect world, I would be able to at least drop my son off at school and then get him into like a after school program that's in our neighborhood. But to go all of this back and forth, it doesn't really work out in my favor. And then also with the job, the hours that they've given me have changed. And so it's like school is important, but making sure my son can eat is more important. Mm-hmm. If I were able to get him seen by a doctor or somebody when he does it, that would be better a little bit. That way he doesn't have to miss as much school.
So let's try to identify some of the problems that are affecting your ability to go to school. First, transportation. Seems to be that a 2-hour commute every day to school while you're trying to take care of the family is proving to be difficult. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And it seems like the health, you feel like the health of your children could be jeopardized a little bit by you not being there because of school. Would you agree with that?
Not necessarily their health, because I have to be at school, but I can't take him to the doctors because we don't have insurance for that. So I just have to wait with him and hope that he gets better, or like that his inhaler will work and stuff like that. But it's not necessarily like, oh, I have to be next to him for him to be okay or for me to feel like he's healthy.
So to be clear, so we've identified two major problems that are affecting your ability to be at school. First is transportation. 2 hours from home to school is a lot, especially with a family to take care of and work and everything. It's just too much. And the second thing is healthcare. You're not being provided adequate health. You don't have health insurance, and you're worried about the health of your son. Would you agree that those are the two major problems?
I mean, yeah, it is an issue, and it would help out a lot if I didn't have to travel so far.
Okay.
In between everything.
So how would you feel about talking about some solutions to those problems? Let's think about different ways we can get around them so you can be at school. Because up until this point, you've always had a positive relationship with going to school, and you've liked it. Would you agree with that?
I mean, yes, to a certain degree. I mean, the transportation part was always an issue. I didn't want to seem ungrateful, but it is a bit much for me to have to get up at the crack of dawn and try to get him ready and all of that.
It's a lot.
So I don't know. And if this is my only option to go to this particular school, then it's like, I'm going to go, but...
Okay. Well, let's think of a solution. So the vocational school that you attend, are you aware that there's other campuses?
It wasn't made aware to me that I had an option to go to other places.
Yeah, there's other campuses that are close. Some may be closer to you, where you live. Some may be closer to where you work or where your child goes to school. So, depending on what's most convenient for you, we might be able to change the location of your school to make your commute easier. How would you feel about that?
Okay.
And then the health insurance. Are you aware of health clinics around the city?
I mean, I know that there are some, but I couldn't tell you where they are, and I really can't afford to have to pay for certain services.
Well, a lot of these health clinics are very affordable, buddy, and of all varying different levels of income. We can certainly find a health clinic that's affordable and most likely close to you and where you go to school. So if we sort of shrink the area in which you have to travel all the time and make everything closer to you, I think that would really help you make things more convenient for you. It would allow you to go back to school. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it sounds great, and I really would appreciate the healthcare portion and having the convenience of having everything around. But I just, I'm starting to realize that I dropped out for a reason. School isn't for everybody, and I really feel like I'm one of those persons who's smart enough to get everything done, and they expect me to know stuff, and it's hard about going. But after having all of these exams coming back, it's becoming more and more clear that, yeah, I should have never went back, and it's been a waste of time, or it's gonna be a waste of time. But I can't not go, because everything else that you guys have done for me, I wouldn't get anymore. And I would be back in the same predicament I was in before.
Okay. Every time we've met, you've had a positive outlook on school. This whole time you've been dealing with the transportation, and the health care, the exams and the work, and you've always had a positive outlook. I'm curious, is there anything that you have mentioned changed? Is there something else that's going on that's changed?
I just find myself being tired all the time. Things that I used to enjoy doing, I don't enjoy doing anymore.
When did you start feeling like this? Do you remember exactly when these feelings started? Of not wanting to go to school and feeling tired and feeling like it's not worth it?
2 weeks ago, but it seems like every day it gets worse.
Okay, so what happened? What was happening in your life a few weeks ago? Just anything, general stuff. I just mainly want to know right now, broadly, what was happening? Was everything the same as it always was?
I mean, maybe like the second week, found out that I was expecting, and not anymore.
Okay. How does that make you feel?
I don't know, it's sad.
Yeah.
Is there something I can do right?
Okay. So, would you say that the loss of your child has made you sad or down?
Yeah.
Not been feeling well? Okay. Would you be open to talking to somebody, a professional?
I don't need to see a shrink.
Anyone to talk to about this? Have you been able to discuss?
What would I talk to them about? Like, I would have to come in and like, I don't want to.
Well, let me put it to you like this. 2 things that I'm thinking about. First, your transportation issue. If we can solve that, if we can make school and closer to where your life is, your life with your son, your work, if we can make that closer for you, that can shorten all your commuting that you're doing, which is probably stressful, I would imagine. If we can get more affordable health care for your son, that's also probably stressful for you, I would imagine. If we can fix those 2 things, and you could talk to somebody about this, and about this experience of losing your child. Those 3 things, would that be something that you'd be interested in?
Talk to them like I have to say, like, what do I have to tell them?
It's not, just think of it, somebody that can be there just to listen. Talk to them about whatever you want, whatever's bothering you. or not bothering you, for that matter. We do that specialize in grieving over the loss of loved ones or children.
It would help, and I definitely think that being able to talk to somebody and talk to people would help.
I know for me, if something's bothering me, I love talking about it. It helps me process it. And I know it could be a little corny, and it's not for everybody, but talking about it, especially when something traumatic happens, such as this, and it's possibly affecting your life. You said you didn't want to get out of bed.
I can go to the school that's closest to my son's school, like in the same area.
Yeah, we can. There's different locations, like I said before. We can figure out the one that best works.
Well, that's the one I want to go to.
Perfect.
If there's one there.
Perfect. We can work that out. And I think there's a clinic around there too. We can get you in there. Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in school.
You hope to see me at graduation.
Yes. Okay.
I might send you a picture.
Great. Thank you.